Hey guys, welcome back to another WIP Wednesday. Today I'm actually starting a new WIP. I have a page that's technically still a WIP. Here, let me get it out. So it's this one here. It's, oh my gosh, what is this? Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So really all I need to do is I'm going to like color the stars white or maybe with some stickles. So I didn't really have a WIP. So I'm gonna start something new today. Now, if you remember from my video where I went through all the pages I plan to do for the month, this was one of them. This is in, so this is in Romantic Country, the Second Tale by Eerie. I had picked 2 pages for the month I wanted to try and get out. And this is a super busybody page, but for some reason I'm excited to do it. I don't know. I was kind of torn on what pencils to use, but I do have, so you know, a couple days ago, a week, I don't know, time's flying, I did my first impressions video of the Brutfuner 120 square, emphasize square, oil-based pencils. A lot of people took that as my review. So for those of you watching right now, that's not my review, it's first impressions. Literally just swatching them, telling you what I think. I have a review in the works, but I thought, you know what, maybe it would be fun. I've already colored one picture with them. It'd be fun to use them on a WIP Wednesday. We can kind of chat about them, what I think, what's going on, because I do have a couple of big announcements. So I thought that would be a good way to kind of dive into these and test them out, and they have some perfect colors. So for this whole like library, I kind of like to picture just like an ordinary library. Every book has its own color scheme, you know? But the wood bookcases will be their own thing. So, let me move my clip out of the way. Let's get our colors picked out. So they do have an okay variety of colors. They do not have an okay case. So, let's see if I can get them out. I need to move them to another pencil case. I do plan on keeping these, but they are in dire need of like being moved to a pencil case. Okay, so for browns, I would like a rich brown, traditional, you know, wooden bookcase. So I think I'm going to grab this 114, so I gotta get all the way to the bottom here. So let's see if I can find my 114. Okay. And then let's get something a little lighter. Let's do some 24, which is that one there. Let's see, we've got 101. Oh, so 24's got to be here. Okay, so we got 24 out. And then you know what? This 21 might actually be 21 and 117. So 21 and 117. Yeah, I think that's good. To add some wood grain. Okay. All right. I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off. It's a miracle I even can find, you know, anything these days, but we found out that our closing date on the house we're selling is now also the closing date on the new house. The builder let us know we could close on both, which is great. I mean, I'm super excited. The only thing I mean, it's great because it gives us time to put in a fence, because before we were going to be rushed. Now we have some, oh, this one's way in the corner there. So now we have time to, you know, get the fence in, because we have a dog. If we didn't have a dog, the fence wouldn't even be like top priority. So I'm contemplating, should I just get rid of the dog? Just kidding. Today is actually our dog's 1-year birthday, so happy birthday to her. I've become one of those pet parents that are making a dog approved birthday cake, and she even has new toys. I used to make fun of those people, and now I've become one. So yeah, this will be interesting. I'm not gonna make a big, huge like birthday party. I draw the line at the cake. Let's see, what was 117? No, that's my lightest one. Okay, so I need this one. So yeah, so everything's closing on the 16th. So this week I've been running around and I've been filming a ton of videos because I was like, oh, I mean, things are gonna get crazy for me here, guys, from here on out, you know, with moving and just because we want to slowly like take stuff over, but we're not officially moving until like close to the end of the month because we have 15 days to move out of this one. And like I said, we can't move into the new one till that fence is up. Otherwise, we gotta chain our dog in the backyard and then tick off a whole bunch of new neighbors as she howls away like a maniac, because that is what she does. So it was kind of like, I'm gonna start taking boxes over there and slowly move, and then I think like the 29th or 30th is like our official, all right, we're the hell out of this house type of thing. But I've been calling and like setting up utilities, but it's new construction, so I've hit a few snags. It doesn't register because the postal service has not recognized it as a deliverable address yet, which is, you know, just a teensy bit stressful because it's like, but guys, so I gotta change all my bills to here. And then we found out, I mean, I've never bought a new, like, brand new home. We have to build our mailbox because they're not going to do a community mailbox for this one. So we need to do that. Like, I have to actually build a mailbox. That's not hard, but when you compound it with, like, everything else, then it's kind of like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we gotta do a mailbox. I've got to go register it with the city. We have our certificate of occupancy though now, so we can like prove it is a home. But like I called their internet provider and they're not sure if they'll be able to transfer the service yet, if it's on or not. If it's not on, we have to sign up with this crappy broadband. I mean, I'll be going from 1 gigabyte internet to 75 megabits per second. Like, that's not even... yeah. I got no words. The kids are still homeschooling till they go back to school in the fall at their new schools. We can't even live on 75 megabits per second. But I've got like our security system. Getting set up appointments for that. I've still got to call all my utility companies because it literally just last minute we found out Monday we're closing on the 16th, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I've been running around like crazy, but I knew it was going to get crazy to the point where I might not be able to film a bunch. And I had promised you guys like pan pastel tutorials, and just like all this other stuff that I had planned at the beginning of this month because nothing was supposed to happen till like the last week of March, and now it's all happening. So I've been really stressed out trying to get things done. And so today I kind of finally had to just sit down because I was about to have a nervous breakdown. I have a color along that I just finished. I'm editing it and getting it up and trying not to be sloppy about it, but it will be up on the channel just in time for St. Patrick's Day. But I kind of had to step back and just kind of accept the fact that a lot of the things I had planned at the start of this month just aren't going to happen. And I do apologize for that because I want you guys to get regular content, and you still will. I'm going to make sure WIP Wednesday still happens every Wednesday. But for the next couple weeks, things are just so crazy, and I was trying so hard to like film like 2 or 3 videos a day so that I could get them out. But on top of work being so busy and then all of the house stuff, I'm like starting to burn out. Like, and I don't want to hate coloring or hate making my videos in the future, you know. because it's supposed to be fun, not a job. So I want to, that's kind of my big announcement. March and probably the first or 2 weeks of April, you'll see mostly book flip throughs because I can totally still get those. You will get your WIP Wednesdays, but like tutorials and stuff, even reviews, I might have to hold off. I'll film them, like I've been prepping everything, and I'll film them if I have the time. But basically my announcement is I'm not going to guarantee anything other than WIP Wednesday, because WIP Wednesday is actually very therapeutic for me, and oh my gosh, I need it so bad right now. So I guarantee that will still be around. But as for everything else, like I really want to do my pan pastel skin tutorial, but it's basically going to boil down to, do I have the time to sit down and do this? If not, I just won't get it done that day, and I am so sorry for that, guys. It's just, so hopefully you'll still follow me through and watch, even though you might just get like a couple weeks of nothing but WIP Wednesdays. But don't ditch me. I promise I will be back. It's just kind of crazy with everything going on, and I feel so bad because I have so many plans and stuff I want to get done. Let me get this to zoom in there on the right spot. Sorry, maybe. There we go. So I do apologize for that, and I just hope you all understand. So that was kind of my big announcement. Just, yeah, don't expect a ton out of me this month, but keep checking in. I will have my WIP Wednesdays, and I will post when I can the other stuff. And there is a color along this month, so that is going to come out right around St. Patty's Day. That's all done. I finished it, and all that. I just started to get really stressed this week because I still have to go back and forth to the new house. We have all these vendors coming. I'm trying to get prices for shutters. Plantation shutters are ridiculous. They used to be, I mean, they've always been expensive. They do add value, but they used to be reasonably priced, and the cheapest we have found is $7.99 or $7,999. Another company wanted $10,500 for shutters. And so now I'm kind of like on the fence, like what should I do for window coverings? You know, we got to go shopping for furniture, and I'm rushing around to sell all the furniture here we don't need. We rented a dumpster and it came Monday. So now I'm rushing around to like basically anything that's in our crawl space is just getting chucked right on in there, like 0 point in keeping it. It's been there for 5 years. Obviously, it's not very important. So I'm kind of just rushing to do all that. And then, like I said, I'm packing things up because when we do close on the 16th, I actually plan to start going over every day with a load of boxes and just start, you know, I won't unpack them, but I'll drop them off in the rooms where they go, because on our actual moving day, I plan for it to just be furniture. And then I can be at the new house unpacking stuff while my husband and all the guys deal with the heavy stuff. So yeah, it's just a little crazy right now. And work is, of course, busy, which is great, job security, but on top of everything else, I'm just like, ah. So yeah, after this video, I need to go into my crawl space and start like just fishing through it all. And oh my gosh, I'll be so terrified if a black widow or something pops out, because that's my biggest fear, going through like basement storage. But we're really trying to sell as much as possible because we just don't want to move with furniture, old furniture. We want to upgrade. And then also I just don't want to move clutter from one place to another. So it's crazy, so much to do. I woke up this morning kind of just instantly defeated with my to-do list, and that's why I decided after I finished that last video with a color along, you know what, I'm just gonna have to admit I'm not Superwoman. It's quite depressing when you have to admit that, but I just kind of have to face reality and focus on the moving stuff and put out the content as I can. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So if it seems like, oh, I'm just seeing flip throughs or WIP Wednesdays, that's why. But please keep watching, stay subscribed. I promise I will get back to more content and tutorials and, you know, the reasons you watch me. So it's just like, but yeah, so that is what is going on lately. Just a ton of packing, decluttering. I decluttered for photos, but now is like the hardcore decluttering. I'm basically going through my basement, and it's great because I can also empty a box and then use that box to pack something, you know, for the new house. And then we have that dumpster only for a week, so I need to like make sure that bad boy gets filled. But be doing that and doing like just going through each room, the kids' clothes, like what do you need, what do you don't need, let's start donating stuff. Like just all the, we've only lived here 5 years and yet we've accumulated so much crap. It's unreal. It's just from everything, you know, things you buy. Like there's even decor items I'm not taking to the new house. I just kind of want to start fresh. So I'm kind of selling them on those Facebook yard sales, which are a nightmare. Does nobody read the description on those things? Like I've had people ask like questions that are straight up in the description. I don't want to get snarky because I want them to buy it, but at the same time I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like right there. Can you not read? So yeah, I am excited though for the purge, as I call it. The hardest part will be purging a lot of the kids' stuff that they don't need anymore, but they think they need, and they're very attached to it. So it's kind of like you have to distract them with something while you're secretly like tossing stuff. But it'll be a busy week doing that, and work has just been non-stop, like draining, just busy, but it's a good thing. It's just when when you combine it with everything else, it becomes overwhelming. Like last night I was starting to purge stuff and it was like suddenly 7 o'clock, but our dumpster didn't arrive till 6. They were running behind, but they were super cool. They gave us an extra day for free because of that. But even then I was just excited to start doing it. But then this morning I woke up all sore and tired and deflated. So I was like, ugh. But I'll get there. I'll get there. So yeah, let's chat about these pencils now that I've rambled about the other part. Okay, so Brutfuner, however you say it. I'm honestly on the fence about even doing a review because I've gotten so many snarky replies about my first impressions. FYI, first impressions are not reviews. I say that clearly in my video and in my description, but people jump off and they're like, wait, like guys, this is first impressions. I have done zero research on these things because I'm literally just here to swatch. Like, so I'm debating if I'll bother with the review because a lot of colorists have already gotten their reviews out. I had actually pre-filmed my first impressions like a week before, so when I posted it, a few reviews came out that had kind of filled in the blanks on some of the things I was talking about in my first impressions. So that was kind of rough because then I'd get people that go, oh, didn't you see this one? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. It was just, it was posting time. I had filmed this and scheduled it out, and then people had beaten me to it, so I couldn't like go back and correct. But I'm on the fence about doing the review since there's so many out there now. However, I do want to emphasize I have owned the Brutfuner ones. They come in a bajillion different options, by the way, because these are made in China, and a lot of those cheap brands made in China end up popping up under different names, different colors, shapes apparently. So let's chat about that for a sec. So these Brutfuner pencils, I am only talking about the square 120 set. Now, there are everything from 24 to like 160 sets, and they're all different. So like you can find a 120 and like a 42 count, and they're colored barrels. They're round. They look like the Amazon Basics style or Prismacolor, you know, where it's just colored barrel and that's it. So those are out there. And then there's also the new, I think they're like 160 that are sold on the same listing on Amazon as these square ones. And their price is about the same, more pencils, but the price is about the same as these oil-based ones. However, they are not the same. None of them are the same. These square ones, because I have tried the other ones, are way different. So those other ones are black. Honestly, they look exactly like the Sioux Color wax pencils, which I just picked up despite my goal of not buying budget pencils anymore. I had picked them up, and their writing and barrel and everything look almost exactly the same, except these are supposedly oil, while Sioux Color is wax. And then, like I said, you know, they have the other sets that are just like the plain colored barrels. And then you also have the South Sun pencils, which are advertised as South Sun. It says South Sun all over the packaging, but then the pencil barrel says Brutfuner. So I have a huge pet peeve with these budget brands for this reason, because you'll be reviewing a certain product, but I mean, who the heck knows who they're made by anymore these days? But then to top it off, you have so many varieties out there with different packaging, but the same name, and it becomes very confusing, and it's hard to create a review or comparison because a lot of people don't have time to research it, so they don't understand that when I'm saying I'm talking about this square one, it literally only applies to this square one. You know what I mean? So that's why a while ago I had kind of told myself I'm not buying any more budget pencils. Too much hassle. You know, the quality is just not so great anyway. And then I kind of caved because there was so much hype over these, and so I was like, fine, I'll try them. But they're actually really impressive. But one thing I want to point out is I've had a few people ask, so are they better than Polychromos? If you want me to answer that, honestly, no. These are not better than Polychromos by any means. These are softer. These definitely have more wax than a Polychromo. They do still give off that same layering ability as an oil-based pencil, but these are budget pencils. These are not Polychromos. There's no comparison. Now, if you want me to compare them to another budget oil pencil like Sapir Farbin, that's a little more realistic. And that's kind of how I go into reviews of these budget pencils anyways. Like, I don't like to compare Castle Art to Prismacolor. Those are two different things. You know, any budget oil pencil to Polychromos, that's two different things, because one, you buy a Polychromos, there's not 50 brands claiming to be Polychromos, and if they are, you can spot the fakes, you know? But with these budget ones, I was trying to stay away from it just because of the confusion, and often they're just not worth it. They end up taking up space, but every now and then you get a budget pencil that surprises you, and that kind of was the case with Sapir Farbin. I bought those a long time ago, and I was actually really, really impressed with those, and I was glad I bought them, and I'd buy them again. Are they better than Polychromos though? No. I still would say Polychromos would kick their butt in a competition. So, one, Polychromos has more colors, but two, just overall quality, you know? So I was like, looking for a budget diamond in the rough, and there was so much hype over these, so I got them. And then the same thing with the Sioux color ones. The Sioux color ones, I'm still swatching because there's 180 of those things. I'm going to be at it for years. I think I'm a third of the way through. I bought those, and they honestly remind me a lot of Castle Art. Maybe a tiny bit softer than Castle Art, but they're really just another Castle Art to me. I don't know if any of you have tried them yet and what your thoughts are, but yeah, I just, over, the past couple months, I've decided I'd like to invest my money in like some high quality pencils. That's why I've been buying like the Derwent Lightfast and the Caran d'Ache ones, because it's just, I want to put my money into the more artist grade ones and stop fiddling around with these budget pencils. That said, I know a lot of us are on tight budgets, especially a lot of us, who are out of work or, just dealing with all the economic fallout of COVID. So I still want to try and grab up some of those budget ones and do color longs and stuff with you guys. And so I'm not always like, hey, you've got to buy these $200 pencils. So I still try to do that every now and then. But yeah, for the most part, I've been trying to avoid the budget craze. So these are probably the last two sets of budget ones I'll buy for a while. And kind of stick to my favorites. I mean, honestly, Prismacolor is pretty cheap these days, especially when you compare it to everything else out there. So just a thought. But yeah, I will do a review soon. I mean, these aren't bad, but they're softer. Like, you have to sharpen them way more often than I would ever sharpen a Polychromos. And then just, manufacturing quality. I had a lot of, maybe I can show you right here. See how the wood, come on camera, focus, how the wood has cracked around there? Look at that. All that. That's not my sharpener, that's this pencil. So, these are very lightweight. They don't feel high quality in construction at all, but they're not bad. They're not bad at all. I didn't get any breakage while sharpening them. They sharpen in my doll, so that's good. They also sharpen in my electric sharpener. Not gonna lie, I went to sharpen these in my doll, and I was just like, you know what? I paid like 20 bucks for these. My hands are cramping. I'm gonna check out my electric sharpener, and they did just fine. I only do that with the budget ones. Like, I would never put a Polychromos in there or something. But yeah, they did pretty well in there. I was surprised, but they hold their point. They're just a little softer. And their color range is okay, but it's still, I mean, Polly's has a lot more grays, obviously, because they got 120. Or, actually, they're both 120, but Polly's has a lot more grays, that's for sure. And then they got this random color order thing going on. I don't even know what they were thinking. But yeah, I'm still going to color with them, and I'll maybe do the review. I don't know. We'll see if I have the time. You let me know. Do you really want to see a review, or do you think there's enough reviews out there? Maybe I'll even make a poll, because you guys have been really awesome about responding to those poll questions. But I don't even know if I'd be able to get to it this month. It's so much going on. Let's get this part colored in. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, like here with this brown, they look really good. They have great color saturation, vibrant pigments. Just they're not quite the same as a Polychromos. Softer though, which could be good for those of you who, your hands cramp with polys. Oh my gosh, I saw like a 60 count polys for only 80 bucks the other day though, so polys are going down. which is good. Get that in there. Let's see, how did I color that? I did the lighter colors. Yeah, that's about all that's going on with me, just dealing with the chaos of packing. I need to adjust my paper. My paper is like right on the line there, so it's being weird. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I think we'll get, yeah, let's do this side. All right. I'm still gonna try and get through all my April books. I just might not, they might not be color alongs. But it was fun setting those goals. I'll still do my completed pages, videos, of course, and my April plans also. I'll get all of those videos out. And then my March haul, because I do have a haul video, or haul items. Not a video yet, but I will. So we'll still have those. Just might not be able to color as much on camera outside of WIP Wednesdays. I hope I can get my office set up pretty quick. I keep going back to the house and taking videos and just trying to figure out what I want to put there. That's the hardest part. I don't know what I want to do with my office. And we've talked about turning the basement, one of the basement rooms, into my YouTube studio / craft room, which would be great, save me on clutter, but that's still like a year or so away, so I need to plan out the current office space. It's crazy to think about though when you move, just all the steps involved. I mean, from furniture to packing, decluttering, and then like I said, with a new home, there's a whole bunch of steps that no one tells you about. I think everyone just assumes I know, and I'm like, hey, wait, am I supposed to do this? Like, I didn't know this, but like getting your address recognized with USPS, I had no idea that was a thing. If I would have known that, I would have done that a while ago, so it was done. And I'm still trying to figure out how on earth I do that. Because the USPS site says that it's registered with the county as an address and you don't do anything. But then a couple of the vendors I've been talking to for like utilities and stuff say, no, you do it through the postal service. So I'm probably just gonna have to call them. Oh man, hopefully we can get that figured out. Because I didn't even realize that. Like mailboxes, sidewalks, and then registering your address so that it registers as a real address. If anyone else has bought a new house and there's other things I'm missing, let me know. But it'll be worth it. I was going to do a video for you guys too, like a little video showing you a walkthrough, which maybe I'll do next time I'm out at the house. I did a video for family the other day, but it was hard because they had like the window guys there doing some last minute touches, and then the cleaning crew, you know, because they got to clean up all the construction gunk. So they were there, so it was kind of hard to film a video with, oops, all that chaos. So I'll probably have to go back out and do that. Let's make these. See, these are blending really nicely, making cute colors. Like I said, I just wanted to keep it traditional for the bookshelves. And then I was going to do that with my Sue colors. I just didn't finish swatching them in time, so I was like, fine, I'll just use these, because it would have been perfect with the 180 colors. Although I have noticed as I swatched them, there's metallics in there. So like you'll have a pink metallic, a blue metallic, all of those. So that's kind of interesting, and I think that helps pad the number up to 180. But even then, even if there was like 20 metallics, that's still 160 colors. So So once I finish swatching those, maybe I'll use them in next week's WIP. I just thought it'd be fun with 180 colors to do all these books. Yeah, I want the books to all have like a slightly different color to them. Because I mean, if you go in a library, they're not all uniform. But I want to stick to like classic old school books, you know? So like I'll use some deep greens and reds and maybe some yellows and golds and grays, stuff like that, so it looks like an old school library, not a modern day one where like the bookshelf looks like it just threw up all over you. But first I gotta do this bookshelf itself, and it's gonna take a while. I mean, look at, I still got all of that. It's not too bad. I need to go back in and fix these corners once I get my paper clip off, but I need it on there because otherwise the page bends while I'm trying to color on camera. Oh yes, and a few of you tagged me in some tags. I will try to get to those videos. Oh, it's been nuts. I keep trying to remember to tag you guys on Instagram when I finish pages, and then I space. But then I've been trying to get like the tags where I've been specifically tagged for something out. So don't worry, I haven't forgot. But do me a favor, if you have tagged me in one of your videos, because I've been really slow on catching up with everyone's video content. Right now I only have the weekends. So if you tagged me in like one of those tags that are going around, could you please either email me, it's in my info on my channel, or tag me on Instagram, not tag me, send me a direct message on Instagram, and just let me know that you tagged me in, you know, a certain tag, and then that way I know to go find it. Because I felt bad the other day. I had just found one someone tagged me in like 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh shoot. So, but I'm like kind of backlogged on watching everyone's content with everything going on. I try to watch it while I'm doing work. And then I watch it on the weekends for sure while I'm coloring. But yeah, I didn't want anyone to think I was ignoring their tags. So just send me a message, holler at me, be like, hey, I tagged you on this, and I will definitely make sure I still get to it. Get that color in there. I like this brown. It's like a rich, pretty brown. Definitely need to get some streaks in here though. Need to just work out. These do blend pretty well with the Crayon Dash full colorless blender, if you want to use those. But I mean, like most oil-based, they're meant to layer, so you're better off just layering it if you want to build up your colors and blend them. Let's see, look at this part here. All these cute little details. Again, I can't believe she does this with a toothpick dipped in ink. That will never stop amazing me, like ever. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, this was done with a toothpick. Like, it's unreal. I mean, she draws these cute little everything with a toothpick. That's just amazingly talented and so unique. And so when I had first heard about that, I was just like, wow. I respect her art even more just because I can't even imagine the amount of time and detail that takes to do. And patience. Oh man, the patience. Let's see. Get some dark up here. You'll notice I use the darkest color kind of up here where the shelving is behind the books, but that's because it's not like that's going to be very light. But I don't make it just one solid. I still try to add a little bit of my next darkest color just for a little dimension. And these work really well on this paper. The Romantic Country pages are very, very smooth, so not all pencils play nice on this paper because it is very smooth. Like my Holbeins just gum up and leave this funky residue. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that with their Holbeins in these books. I do a lot of heavy pressure though, so keep that in mind. If you're more light-handed and do a lot of layering, you might not encounter that. Get that in there. Grab my lightest color. This is going to be a WIP Wednesday full of bookshelves. Getting that in there too. Alright, and we're going to get this. Alright, let's see. Get into these tiny details right here. This is the hard part. One thing I will say about these pencils, you could definitely take your Sapir-Farbens if you have them. The biggest set is 96. Correct me if I'm wrong if they added more, but I'm pretty sure it was 96 is the biggest. I keep hoping they'll surprise us with a 120 set, but you could totally take this and your Sapir-Farben set and combine them, and that would make a really good set. I'm actually thinking of putting them in the same coloring case and kind of just keeping my little budget-friendly pencils together, because you know there's some colors you're lacking in that Sapir-Farben. Although I have to say, for a 96 set, I'm pretty impressed with their range of colors. But you get a few extras here that are a little different than the Sapir-Farbens, so you could add a little more color range. So just something to keep in mind if you have both sets. There's that option. Get that in there. Let's see. We're already at 40 minutes. So I think what I'm gonna do, can you believe it took 40 minutes to just do that? Like, I always tell friends who don't do coloring, because they'll be like, oh, you can color a page in like a couple hours. I'm like, can you? Example, you know, 40 minutes is what I did for that. Now sure, if I was keeping it singular and not layering, I could probably do it a little faster, but I always tell people pencils are for patience and definitely for relaxation, which makes it great. Markers move way faster. I can belt out something with a marker or a gel pen in no time. But yeah, when it comes to colored pencils, you really need a lot of patience. Oh, you know what would be fun? When I'm doing some of these, because you know how the old school books have like gold and silver bands? I have my Arteza Glitter Gel Pen, so I have the gold and the silver. Let me see if I can find a spare piece of paper, or I can just pull one from behind here. Okay, so you know with most gel pens, you don't get a true gold, glitter gold. It's like either yellow or it's like a more metallic. This one is like a legit gold glitter, and then same thing with the silver. And I actually just used my gold glitter one in my color along, but let's see if the camera, see, look at that, it's actually glitter. And normally they're metallic and they're not glitter. So it's rare to find something like that. So it would be really fun, like for these books here, you know, where you would have those silver and gold accents on those old-timey books. It would be really fun to use these. You can't buy these separate. They come in that one pack. I'll leave a link in the description below to that pack. I'll also link these pencils. They sell out quite frequently. I honestly don't know if they're actively making these right now. It's kind of confusing. I'm getting conflicting information. But yeah, last I checked it said they would be in stock on March 20th. However, you can buy them now so that they ship. So I would do that if you're actually interested in buying them. But I'll leave a link. If it takes you to the other option that's sold alongside this, don't buy those, but you could buy these 120s when they come back. And then I'll leave a link in the description below to the set of gel pens that these awesome pens come with. I've already gone through the ink of the other ones while journaling, so I'm going to start using these more for accenting my books, but they really are super glitter. They call themselves super glitter, and they are super glitter. So yeah, I think we're at a good pausing point. I know it's just me coloring a bookcase. I'm sorry, I saw some white and I'm like, no, gotta cover that. And I feel like my voice is kind of just blah today, but that's just because I'm tired and stressed with my to-do list. It's got a lot to do. So yeah, just keep in mind this month I do have a color along, but content might be a little thin. You'll always have my WIP Wednesdays. I still have my haul and my plans and my finished pages and a few other things. But basically how I'm going to play it this month and probably the first 2 weeks of April is just by ear. Like if suddenly I have 5 minutes to prep things and a half hour to spare, I'll do a swatching video or something like that. But it's kind of going to be hit or miss. So I do have a lot of content in the works that I plan to get out. It's just going to be a little longer to get it out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and before I leave, in case you already have these, and if you want to know the color combo, so it's 114, 024, 021, and 117. That's all I've been using here. I think Pamela's Passion for Pencils translated the Chinese names if the names are important to you. I didn't care, it's a number. So if you want the actual names though, I think on her channel she had gone through and converted the names for you as well. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this wonderful Wednesday, and I will definitely be chatting with you guys next week.